Hey everyone, Cameron Tate here for Wild Outdoor Cuisine. I tell you, I got a phone call the other day from no other than Mr. Gord Pyzer here. And he invited me, plus some of our friends here, to come up to Northwestern Ontario for a little bit of lake trout fishing. And I know you're not going to tell us where we are, but tell us a little bit about what we're doing here.
Well, Cameron, you've come many years, and this is our tradition. We open every lake trout season, probably every lake trout season for the past 20 years on this lake and on this spot, and I call it Secret Lake Number 9. But it's phenomenal fishing, and we kept a smaller lake trout today, and it's tradition, and this is actually a traditional meal that you've cooked, right?
It is, and the most important thing is we're just going to show a really simple shore lunch, keeping just a single lake trout, and we've got 6 of us here today. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do a lake trout with a chorizo hash and with a sautéed onion and apple. I think that this is going to be pretty fantastic.
I know it is.
Let's get started. So the most important thing about any kind of shore lunch is preparation. And you know what? I think we've all had peanut butter sandwiches and bologna sandwiches. Some of your good friends, I won't say who. But the main thing is having a little bit of preparation in advance. You know, we can cook this on the fire or we can cook this on the stove, but I've cooked the potatoes ahead of time. We've got our onions diced, our apple. The funny thing is, Gord, is chorizo with all this spice and apples is a perfect marriage of flavors.
It is. You know, I've had this recipe many, an honest truth again, talk about tradition. We always tend to do it here, and this may be my all-time favorite shore lunch lake trout recipe.
Fantastic. Let's get started. So I've got a cast iron pan, really smoking hot.
That's key too, eh,
Cameron? It is, you know, and you know, you really want to hear it sing as soon as you put it on the stove. And we're not adding any other oil because we have some natural fat in with the sausage. And the worst thing for me is when you're making something and you start to boil it, you know, and you really want to saute something and get all that flavor. And this is a real kind of a simple dish, but rustic and just full of flavor.
Okay, now tell me, I've had it many times. I've eaten it. I don't know what chorizo sausage is. I know it's Mexican.
So chorizo, yeah, Spanish, and we've got garlic in there and paprika, and a lot of times it has lamb in it as well, and coriander, a good amount of paprika, and that's where you get a lot of your flavor and your color. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly brown this, and then we're going to add in our onions. So we've got them all thinly sliced. And if we add in our onions at the beginning, they'll burn right away. Okay, that's good.
This is what the perfect sous chef does. Sits and watches.
And for this, I'm not going to turn down the heat whatsoever. I'm going to keep it pretty much on high.
Yeah.
It's really keeping that heat in this cast iron pan and letting it do a thing. We're going to brown this a little bit more, and then we're going to go to our next few ingredients. Okay, so the onions are translucent, so that means that they're almost done. They're sort of see-through. And I've got these nice sort of creamer potatoes that I've cooked at home, about like 90%. And seeing as how Liam is here, Gord's grandson, we're going to cook all the potatoes because he's a fan of that. And really what we're going to do next is we're just going to get the heat into this and then heat up the potatoes. And then I bet you don't know why I didn't put the fish in. This is a little bit different from our original recipe. Why do you think that we didn't put the fish in first?
Well, it would cook far too long.
That's right.
If you put it in the beginning. So what I always do is say, because I learned this from you, Cameron, the things that take the longest go in first.
Yeah.
And you keep adding the shorter, and then everything comes together.
That's
so
right.
When it's cooked, it's all 100%.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, Gord, I'll get you to sprinkle some of that. This is a garlic rub. It's from High Mountain. It's a really great spice. I'm gonna put in some of these apples. And the trick is what we're gonna do is just put the lake trout on top, and then it's gonna just slowly cook.
Can I put lots on?
Oh,
Yeah,
please go ahead. And I didn't tell everyone that Gord Pyzer is the fishing editor for Outdoor Canada magazine, In Fisherman magazine, Ontario Outdoors, Ontario Tourism, sorry, and won about a million writing awards and 58. And I'm so proud to have him as a friend and cooking a shore lunch here today. Okay,
Some people travel with millionaires. I travel with chefs. That's a much better combination.
this smells amazing. I can't wait to try this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the trout here and we're just gonna put it right inside here like this. We're gonna nestle it right inside, and what I'm gonna do after is I'm gonna put some tin foil over top.
Steam it almost.
Steam it, and we're gonna put a little bit of maple syrup on this. So we're gonna have a little sweet and a little bit of spice and a whole lot of nice. So look at this. Doesn't that
nice? I like that.
Doesn't that look amazing? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this caramelized a little bit. Maybe if I can. There we go. We're gonna put a little bit of maple syrup on, and we want to do it right towards the end. And the steaming is actually gonna cook this trout.
And so the maple syrup will actually give it more moisture too.
That's right. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna turn down the heat. We're gonna wait for about 10 to 12 minutes, and I tell you, this is gonna be maybe one of my best shore lunches that I've ever made. So we'll check back in a few minutes. Okay, so it's been around 10 minutes of this on low in the cast iron pan. What are we gonna call this?
Wow, Cameron's Chorizo lake trout.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm gonna post the recipe on this one here. It's super simple. Let's take a look.
Oh my lord.
Look at this. So, caramelized onions, chorizo, fresh lake trout with a little bit of apple and maple. This smells amazing. I am so proud to have all these friends here with me, and enough of this. I think we should start eating. What do you think?
I think so too.
So we'll see you next time. Happy cooking.